I gotta go back and break. And welcome back. As mentioned before, we have a guest speaker. We shall bring in our guest speaker now. We are and the reason for this interaction is further impartation for the collective and their ascension. We will provide you with several perspectives of humanity in this current interaction. Edward, you have the floor. Go.
I received a new teacher after the last Ra impartation download last week, and it was Thoth, and I was asking if this Ra was of our understanding of the Egyptian pantheon, of the Ra, the sun god, that we interpret it as, and that you were from another galaxy, and I was wondering if you could elaborate on where you came from and why you came to Earth at that period of time.
Of course. First, let it be understood that we are a oversoul collectively known as Ra as this time. The incarnation you know as Ra was a self-aware God. To give the idea of gods. For before you have lost your way in the idea of no gods. Therefore, only thinking that this is it. You needed the understanding, the idea, the hope, if you choose, to have gods. That there was something beyond the physical. That allowed you to believe in gods. Being gods gave you the idea that you are gods. Many of you in that time collective, through your altered ego, tried to become gods through power and deception. However, it gave the idea of free will choice to be their own gods. And many people chose to live their lives as gods, giving the collective the idea that you are gods. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So understand the timeline in this current timeline was given gods to God, to in God, to current you are God. Do you see the transition from no gods to being God through time? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Any questions? Anybody?
Can you clarify a little more?
Yes. When you are born, you only covet. You have no idea what is. You covet what you see as reality, building your belief that that is reality. when you are first in forgetfulness without the idea, a visual idea, an impartation, a story, a belief given to you of no gods, how do you realize you are God? So the Egyptian, the Mayan, the Inca, the Native American, the Tibetan monks, all of these were given the idea of something beyond. Before, you were coveting nothing except your parents, your friends, your loved ones. So you were in a forgetfulness of nothing beyond yourself except your 3D physical reality. Does this make sense? We're not done. Are you okay with this?
Yes.
Okay. So then we gave the introduction of gods. The God of war through your Greeks. The God of love through your Greeks. The God of love through your Egyptians. The God of power. The God of underworld. All the gods that you can think of were given as a collective by remember gods. Ones that remember. An example of that would be Ra. Are you following? For you had no idea what gods were. So we incarnated as gods, showing you that we can be miracles. So now in the human collective, from coveting nothing except your physical reality, now you are coveting beyond your physical. Having the idea that there is something else out there. That you are a part of gods. That you can go to gods and pray and give thanks. Are you following?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. We'll give you this timeline. This was one of them. In your Egyptian timeline was the age of Taurus. The Hebrew Moses said, no, there is only one God. The God of Jehovah. There are not several gods. What was sacrificed in the age of Taurus? The golden calf. The bull deity. Relation to the age of Taurus. A clue for you to hold. What was next?
Lamb.
Pisces.
Aries. It goes backwards.
No.
The age of Aries.
The Lamb of God.
The ram. This is when your Ramtha ascended. This is when your idea of killing for the ram was justified. You were in the fire idea, the conqueror idea, the collective we are talking. Expansion of the fire side of Aries. Think about the inventions. The battering ram. Who was in these times? Ramtha, Ra, Brahma. Everything to do with Ra. Ram. Are you following? Now you went from several gods to one God. Yet you were separate from God. But you got the idea of one as a collective. Are you following?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Next was the age of Pisces. You had a cord connecting to fish. What is the Christianity symbol? Fish, yes?
Yes.
You are connected to
God.
God through Jesus. You are no longer separate. Now you are in God through Jesus, the ascended master. So you took the timeline to become no gods, to several gods, to one God, to being connected in God. Now it is Aquarius. Now the water spirit, the water bearer, if you will, is pouring the water spirit on you. You are now God. This is the new idea. For without the timeline, we could not tell you in that timeline as a collection of ascension that you are God. For you did not even understand the concept of God. This was the timeline laid out in conjunction with your astrological timelines as well, in symbolic relationship, so you can see that the idea was real, on purpose. There is no coincidence. This was given to the collective as the idea of, wow, that is undeniable. Yes, Rita?
So then what was the purpose of creating religions around all of this that told us that we were not gods?
This was the idea of conflict. We needed to get through the oversoul Lucifer. What the idea was, is to give you the choice. For when you are God, right? He realized all. The religions were at the time of separate from God. But that was the byproduct of realizing there is one God.
Yes.
The God of fear, the God of hate, the God of punishment. You know him as Jehovah. He danced a little too much. But he is now in a far distant galaxy, living his own paradigm. So now, the religions were taken over by choice of positive and negative, once again given to you by the oversoul of Lucifer. Again, this was a job that they were asked to do, and they accepted. It is a negative vibration. They do not prefer it. However, they need to understand, you need to understand, you must have choice in order to accept who you are and give yourself permission to call yourself gods. So without the church idea of religion, we could not give you the idea of God's God in God. And it was taken to take the power of you being God, and the probability was played out to where now God is still separate from you. They took the gods out of you. Each and every one of you are now realizing that you are God. And in that time frame, the power grew in the idea of religion to give yourself up to that out of fear. Fear of death, fear of eternal torment. That idea.
So that we would choose to take our power back.
Absolutely, you need to choose. It is a game of free will. So now the idea is, through the entire 1987 harmonic convergence and forward, that you are God, the creator, the source, point zero, the one, the all. It is up to you to choose what you call it. Further impartation on this, Rita? Take your time, for everything is now.
I get that now.
Wonderful. Remember, we have all been in collective council since the now of humanity. It was a game unknown to us. So the now vibrations are the best we can do, in other words, if you choose to look at it in that way. For there are thousands of ideas given in all the nows on helping humanity ascend. But it has to be done by free will choice. That is the rule in play, and we all love it. For the expansion of the unknown out of that is immense, epic, beyond measure. Any further questions? Katrina, do you understand? Are we one on this?
Yes.
Wonderful. Edward, are there any more further impartations you need understanding on the new higher self that you know as taught?
Is the reason that Thoth is with me primarily because I need to write, or is it a connection with the raw energy? What is the primary reason he's here?
First off, if you have the impartation of that, you are already connected to the raw energy. That in and of itself is just the connection, so to speak, to the raw energy. That right there is not a validation, understanding of ascension. That is who you are. The idea is the writing, what it's going to do for you, that you choose. Are you following?
Yes.
Okay. So if you choose to write, then yes, because you would not have the idea of writing if you were not choosing to write. Do you follow?
Yes.
There is not one thought in each of your heads that is a joke. Please understand that. That is a probable reality of your higher self telling you to play out and choose your own divine purpose as you see fit. Are you following?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Are you good, Edward?
Great. Thank you.
No one. We shall depart at this time and return you to Ocyphius, for the energy is draining our conduit. Our eternal love to you all. I return you to Ocyphius. Adonai. I am Ocyphius. Once again, thank you so much for your attention in this matter with our beautiful energy, Ra. It is always wonderful when he makes an appearance. We like him. So, obviously this was mainly to do with Edward, but there are a lot of messages in there for you all to reflect upon in your own choosing of your own ascension, your own idea, your own catalyst, if you will. So before we end today's interactions, are there any further questions, impartations, understanding, expansion of conscience I can help with? Wonderful. Once again, to all of humanity, this is Ocyphius. My eternal thanks, eternal love, eternal gratitude forever for accepting the hardest incarnation of all time. That of humanity, watching you as a collective go from complete dark to complete light, has given all infinity the joys of all joys. For you are epic love, eternal masters of gamers. Our eternal love, once again, from the collective, from the all, to you all. I bid you good day. Adonai. Hi. Boy, Rob was heavy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. It's like
I've never heard it explained that way before. The
The node or the
theory.
astrological.
Hang on to that for a little while.
Okay.
You might feel a little better.
The astrological timeline.
Yeah. Brahma, Ra, and Brahma.
Yeah,
All
that
the
was
stuff.
awesome.
There's always, yeah, that is, okay, hang on.
That's why the Jews still blow the grand horn.
Yeah, that was purposely giving things that would equate to the time, to the astrological, to the time, and how we can equate. Wait a minute, this is coincidence? No, this is us setting this up to help you realize and make a choice that, wow, this is really real and we're all here
It was a
helping.
huge template. There you go.
Placed on there. And,
Well, and
and the
it's-
choices inside of it had to play out.
When you,
Well, it's sort of disingenuous for the church to repudiate astrology when they use
When
the
they
sign
use it.
of that particular age in which they were born. It was like,
Well.
okay.
There's just no accounting for the ends that ignorance will go to.
oh my gosh.
You got that right.
Oh, that was
Well, they don't trust your own free will, right? So they know.
No.
Otherwise, you wouldn't have the symbols.
Exactly.
right,
There's no reason that the Pope's still wears the fisher hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right. He is rocking the paradigm.
Oh, yeah.
He is
Oh, yeah, the new
positive.
pope, yeah.
I think he finally got a download that's big enough to not deny and say, hey, fuck it.
Yeah, and say, we're just gonna do it. Let's go.
Yeah.
And he knows it.
But
He
at,
knows-
at the same time, he's still dealing with his understanding of free will and panic.
Sure.
He can't just go, hey, guess what just happened to me?
Right.
And guess
There-
what? Guess
there
what?
is panic in
And
there.
guess what we've known for 2,000 years? We just threw it out.
Yeah.
Guess
Sorry
who
guys, it
paid-
was a big fucking joke.
Yeah.
Guess who paid me a visit?
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
Sorry. The Da Vinci Code was right. We've been fucking you over for centuries.
Yeah.
Right,
And keeping it a secret.
right.
So, and the secret is not a bloodline. The secret is you are the bloodline.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
the Maitreya would
it's
like
not
for us to
bloodline,
tell you
it's
this now.
What's that?
And the Maitreya would like for us to tell you this now.
Right.
That was awesome when the story got to finally the age of Aquarius, and Ra was saying that now you're just not connected to God, you are God. It was like I felt this, this wave of
You're like
energy
Jesus
around.
Christ superstar. Age of.
Exactly. Well, sort of, yeah.
But the energy you felt with that,
Yeah.
the energy you felt when we got to the age of Aquarius, that you are God.
Yeah.
And you get the
I felt that. I
You
felt
got
that.
the joke.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
felt that heart expansion.
I don't fuck around.
I
I love this guy.
It was awesome. Obviously, a lot of people out there, as well as myself, needed to hear that explanation of the Aquarian signs.
Mhm.
And
That's
think
why
about
it all developed the way they did.
okay,
Right.
and so think okay.
And the symbolic deities
Yeah.
with the bull, Taurus, in
Well, it's
Red
interesting
H.
that it was
Aries,
never,
Ram.
that there actually was a point where we didn't believe in a God, that we were it.
Yes.
That was the highlight. For
That-
me, 'cause
that's
the
what we-
progression. Obviously,
And
Oh, yeah.
I like how
I
you
watched
said
quite
that,
often.
we covet.
Yeah.
We covet. We only, okay, I see you, that's my reality.